Hi guys, so for many months now, the British government have said that the threshold has been met to trigger Article 16. Article 16 is used to suspend part of the protocol in order to get over a problem. However, it seems that the UK government doesn't want to trigger it in order to solve a problem, but to invoke it so they can stop the implementation of the entire protocol. This is not what Article 16 is designed for, and it seems to be used as a tactic by Brexiteers in order to have the entire protocol dumped. The EU recently put forward some proposals to help with the implementation of the protocol, but the UK government said it was unhappy with what was on offer. At the moment, there is little progress being made between Lord Frost the Brexit Minister and Maroš Šefčovič, the Vice President of the European Commission. So Tom Parker, the President of the British Chamber of Commerce EU, spoke to Sky News about how the European Union may respond to the UK triggering Article 16, and some of the ways he describes here are chilling.
Well, I mean, if the UK were to trigger Article 16, I think that one option that the EU has discussed, or at least certain member states have put forward, would be to basically terminate the Trade and Cooperation Agreement, the TCA. That would be, if you like, the nuclear option. Other options available to them could be that they put tariffs on certain products that the UK are exporting. They could take steps to make trade practically more complicated by, for example, stepping up controls on goods that are exported out of the UK and even products going into the UK, to basically create a big blockage at the ports, and then you'd have problems with supply and supply chain, obviously going into the Christmas period, which would be damaging for everybody.
When we say damaging, are we talking about an annoyance, or are we talking about something much bigger than that?
I think we're talking about something much bigger than that. I mean, we've seen already the practicalities of Brexit in terms of moving goods, back and forth, and this has become something of an issue now. Of course, we've had the COVID situation, which had muddied the waters to a certain extent. But I think no doubt already some of the challenges that are being had are Brexit related, and I think you would see certainly a major step up of that. It doesn't take very much at the ports by way of a slowdown. A couple of minutes can lead to significant delays and tailbacks on the roads. So it could be major.
It could be major indeed. So I just want to go through some of the things he mentioned here. First of all, the controls at the ports. So if, you, as he pointed out, you add a few minutes, that can create massive problems. The European Commission could say to France, we want you to upgrade the software at the ports, at your ports, the ones that connect you to the UK. Upgrade the software. That could take a week. It could take a couple of weeks. It could take a day. We don't know. You need to build new infrastructure. We need to carry out more checks on goods moving from the European Union into the UK, into third countries. That would create problems. Now, the other was, of course, tariffs. Tariffs would make goods more expensive. Goods from the UK into the EU more expensive, and we've already seen how it's difficult for UK exporters. And this was one of the things that we talked about before as well, how, yes, Boris Johnson got non-tariff barriers put in place, but without a trade deal, there would be tariffs imposed, and then you would have not just the problems of exporting without tariffs, but you'd have the problem of exporting with tariffs. So it would make many UK goods that are at the moment being able to get through, they would become more expensive, and to a point where many European customers would just not buy them anymore. And then finally, the TCA, and I hope this is not the case, but it could be, it's possible that the European Commission, the European Union, will decide we're not going forward with the TCA, we're going to cancel the TCA. It must be remembered that the withdrawal agreement, at the time of the negotiation of the withdrawal agreement, the UK wanted to have a trade deal agreed before the withdrawal agreement. And the European Union at the time said, no, we want to make sure that the withdrawal agreement is signed first. That is part of the condition. You're not getting your trade deal until we have the withdrawal agreement signed. And eventually the withdrawal agreement was signed. Boris Johnson sold it, remember, to the public as an oven-ready deal. And then the TCA was agreed after that. So the TCA can be suspended if one side decides. I don't know the consequences for the European Union in that regards. The consequences for the UK would be pretty severe. As I said, you would have tariffs reimposed. It makes it more expensive for UK exporters. And I think the general feeling between the UK and the EU would be even more frosty than it is at the moment. The relationship would become much worse. Now, how is this going to affect Northern Ireland? I don't know. The Northern Ireland Protocol and the Withdrawal Agreement are separate from the TCA. But there are no winners here. There are only losers. And some lose more than others. And unfortunately, in a trade war, this would be basically a trade war, the UK will come out worse. Because European customers can look elsewhere. European suppliers can supply elsewhere. The UK is an island. They need to rely on the European Union. They can't source goods from far away. It just becomes economically unviable. But let's see how things progress. Hopefully we don't get to the stage where Boris Johnson and Lord Frost trigger Article 16. It's looking more and more likely, but hopefully they won't do that. They will keep it in reserve, as they've been doing over the last number of months. And this is just saber rattling. Let me know in the comment section, guys, what you think about all of this. As always, your comments are greatly appreciated. Thanks a lot.